feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign.
Welcome, Jikookers, Purple Heart. Today we are back to discussing the sweet moments of Jungkook and Jimin. Have you ever felt that behind the hustle and bustle of the fast-paced world, there are actually simple moments of Jikook in America secretly touching your heart? It's not about camera highlights or intentional scenes, but brief moments that are almost missed. A small smile, a warm gaze, or a spontaneous gesture that feels so sincere. Let's be honest, let's talk about it as it is. This situation has long since ceased to be just what Yoongi said. It's just the perfect excuse for some fandoms to do what they always do. Take something that's actually normal, take it out of context, and then build a big narrative on top of it without a clear basis. In fact, if analyzed with just a little logic, there is nothing new here. Nothing really confirms anything. Nothing changes anything. It's just a repetition of the same pattern. Yoongi's own comment was just a casual anecdote. He said it without thinking, in a light conversation. Jeon had mentioned the matter of taking a shower together. Then Yoongi said that he had done it with Jimin when he was in the United States. Done. That's all the story. However, for some people, this simple thing instantly turns into, OMG, this is confirmation. This is real evidence, or this changes everything. In fact, they don't even try to understand the context. What we are talking about is not bathing together in a romantic atmosphere like in a drama, but a sauna, something that is very normal in Korean culture. And this is where the problem gets interesting. It's not just about cultural ignorance, it's also about how information is used according to your interests. In Korea, going to a sauna, bathing together in a public space, and sharing such moments is very common. The members themselves have mentioned it many times. It's not something that's secret, it's not exclusive to just two people. Almost everyone has done it. So, if someone takes that as a sign of a romantic relationship, that logic should be applied to all cases. But the reality is not so. This is where the Jimin phenomenon comes into play. If there's one member that is often paired with anyone by the fandom, it's Jimin. No matter who, no matter the situation, as long as Jimin is smiling, hugging, or telling a story, there's always a theory coming up. It's as if every interaction has to have a hidden meaning. However, the most contradictory thing happened when the discussion turned to Jimin and Jungkook. In Jikook's context, the situation is different. It's not just one random story or comment like Yoongi delivers. It's about years of togetherness, consistent closeness, gestures, gazes, and dynamics that are obvious to anyone who follows them. There are strong connections, trusts that feel real, and a way of interacting that many people consider very special, even having a romantic feel. Even so, this is still not definitive proof of any kind. However, this relationship does give rise to many interpretations due to its consistency over the years. It is not something that suddenly appears or happens once. Then what happened? When Jimin and Jungkook showed such interactions, many people who had previously exaggerated small things with other members began to underestimate them. What was previously called evidence suddenly became just friends. What used to be confirmation now turns into fan service. What was too obvious is now considered forced by the company. The rules change depending on who is involved. And that's what makes the reaction to Yoongi's comment feel even more absurd. If the same logic is applied consistently, then all the moments when Jungkook and Jimin talk about saunas, showering together, or sharing space should also be considered confirmation. But no, because it doesn't fit a particular narrative, it's ignored or minimized. It's as if there's a need to separate Jimin from Jungkook in the narrative, while still pairing him with anyone for much smaller things. This is definitely not an objective analysis, but rather bias. In addition, there is an important thing that is often forgotten. They have lived together, traveled together, and shared almost everything for years. Their level of trust goes far beyond most ordinary friendships. Because of this, things like bathing together in a sauna, sleeping in the same room, joking, cuddling, or flirting with each other are part of a normal dynamic for them. However, when viewed from the outside without context, some people turn it into something different. And especially for Jimin, everything seems to be magnified. It's as if there's a magnifying glass, constantly watching him. Everything is analyzed, interpreted, and exaggerated. But that magnifying glass suddenly disappears when it comes to dynamics that don't fit into a particular narrative. In the end, the problem isn't with what Yoongi says. The real problem is how information is processed in the fandom. The goal isn't to understand what's really going on, but to fit it into the narrative that pre-exists. As long as this pattern continues, anything, how small, how casual, or how insignificant it is, will always turn into a scandal. Because in the end, it is the ones who react not to reality, but to their own interpretation of that reality. That's where things start to distort. On the other hand, the latest partnership between Amazon Music and BTS marks a major development in the way merchandise sales are managed during large-scale concert tours, particularly in the North American market. It's not just a typical business partnership, but rather a technology integration aimed at transforming the fan experience while attending a concert, especially in addressing classic issues like long lines, slow processes, and often frustrating experiences. In this collaboration, Amazon Music will be the exclusive partner for the distribution of official merchandise at BTS's concerts in North America. One of the main innovations is the implementation of the Just Walk Out system, a technology from Amazon that allows purchases without having to wait in line at the checkout. The system uses advanced sensors and RFID tags to automatically detect items picked up by shoppers and then record transactions as they exit the sales area. Thus, the need for queues can be completely eliminated, a huge increase given the high demand for merchandise at BTS concerts. In addition, there will be a self-checkout line that allows visitors to pick up items, head to the exit, and quickly complete payments using a card that is already connected. This not only speeds up the process, but also helps to manage the flow of visitors within the venue. This strategy also extends beyond the concert area. Amazon Music will open an external store so that fans can buy merchandise without having to go directly into the venue. This approach aims to reduce congestion at a certain point. Exclusive pre-sale will also be held a few days in advance, and in some cities there will be early access to physical stores, adding an element of exclusivity for fans. Interestingly, each city will have different special merchandise. This increases the emotional value, as fans can take home unique keepsakes directly related to the concert they attended. More broadly, this collaboration shows the magnitude of BTS's global influence as well as their ability to drive innovation in the music industry. They are not only leading artistically, but also in the way they interact with fans. On the other hand, it also strengthens Amazon Music's position as an important player, not only in the world of streaming, but also in the live entertainment experience. In conclusion, this initiative not only changed the way merchandise is sold at concerts, but it also set a new standard for large-scale events in the future. The combination of technology, accessibility, and exclusivity has the potential to significantly improve the fan experience, as well as being a turning point in the interaction between artists and audiences during international tours. Thank you for watching until the end, Jikook lovers. If you also feel Jimin and Jungkook truly delivers in every performance, don't forget to support this video by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Let us know in the comments which performance moment from the Face era gave you the most goosebumps. See you in the next video. Borahi!